What's up, my people? Here we are. We are back, my people. And today we're reading out of The Miracle Power of Your Mind, the Joseph Murphy Treasury. And we got a pretty good reading right here. I'm truly excited for this reading. I think you're gonna really like it, okay? So it's called 3 Steps in Banishing Fear. The first step, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? The Lord means the presence of God within you. There is no power to challenge God, for God is almighty. The thing you fear has no power. It is a false belief. It is the boogeyman under the stairs and has no reality. Repeat these wonderful words. God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. The second step, you overcome fear by faith in God and all things good. Faith is not a creed, dogma, or religion. Faith is a way of thinking, it is a positive mental attitude. Faith is vital. It is a deep, abiding conviction in God. Faith is the greatest medicine in the world. Take this spiritual medicine of faith now. Look at these words. Repeat them. I do all things through Christ, which strengthen me. God is within me now. God and his holy angels are always with me. I am surrounded by the circle of God's love. The words are now reflected in my brain and deeper mind. Repeat these wonderful statements and all fear will leave you. The third step, when fear thoughts come, think of God. Imagine you are now resting in the arms of the Almighty God in the same way as you rested in your loving mother's arms. Say lovingly to your Father within, now God, I am going about my business and you're going with me. Your love, light, and power, comfort, guide, and bless me in all ways. I love my Father and my Father loves me. My Father is God. It is wonderful. And my people, that right there is the 3 steps in banishing fear. Okay, my people. So in this world, we move through this world, and what happens is that the brain has the reptilian part of our brain, which is the fight or flight mode. Okay, we call this the animal brain, and that is where fear comes from, the amygdala. Okay, I probably pronounced it wrong, but if you look it up, you'll know what I'm talking about. The amygdala is the part of the brain. I believe it's the back part of the brain, this lower region where the animal brain, the reptilian brain, is located. And that, once again, is fight or flight. So when we're out here in this world, the amygdala, the animal brain, the reptilian brain activates. Usually, this would happen back in the day during animal attacks when we lived out in nature. The saber, they call it being attacked by a saber-toothed tiger. Okay, that's just something that they use to kind of explain why we have the amygdala. When we were being attacked by anyone or anything or any type of animal, like in those times, this is when that brain activates, which is fight or flight. Your adrenaline pumps up, your body goes through a lot of stress, right? Everything goes into pause mode, numbing mode, and you lose your consciousness. You lose your intuition, and you go to your like your animal instincts. Okay, and you literally your body goes into a numbing sensation and you don't think anymore. You're going into protective mode. All the power that you would use to think, for creativity, visualization, all goes in pause, and all your energy goes into strength. It goes into like literally physical strength, and it goes into numbing your body so that when you get hit or something happens, you don't feel it for a time being. But what happens is that we now are using that part of the brain, the amygdala, the animal brain, here in 2025. And for the last etc. of years, where there is no more saber-tooth tigers, where we are not living in villages or living in the jungle. Maybe some people still do, but the majority of the world is not. A higher percentage is not. Okay, so we're not in fear of the saber-tooth tiger, which those don't even exist anymore. But there still is tigers and a lot of animals where you could possibly live right next to them, where you're sleeping outside in a tent and you could be attacked. And this is where the reptilian brain comes into play. But the thing is that we're now using that reptilian brain on the way to work, in traffic, at the store, at your family's house. I mean, the reptilian brain is being used everywhere now, and there's no saber-tooth tiger. There's no one about to kill you and attack you. And what happens is, sorry, my people, what happens is with that is we put our body through a lot of stress. We put our body through a lot of negative thinking, our mind through a lot of negative thinking. We go into the numbing sensation, and then we are not conscious anymore. We are not thinking anymore. We are not using our thinking, our creativity, our imagination, our visualization. We are not being intuitive. We are not aligning with God. We are here in the deeper realms of the 3D. We are in matter, low vibration, low frequency. So it's imperative that we now know There is nothing to fear. Okay, unless we have to use the reptilian brain and you're being attacked, use it. But if you are stuck in traffic or you're nervous about going or doing a public speaking event or making a sale or whatever it might be, having to communicate with somebody, do not you might feel the reptilian brain, but don't dwell in it. Okay, and start to affirm positivity. Remember who you are. You are God, and God is within you. You are perfection. And what people think about you is only going to be what you think they will think about you. So what you think they will think about you, that's what it's going to activate, not what they think. They don't have their own thinking, because everything's a reflection of you. They have their own thinking and their own reflection, but in your reflection, it's your thinking. Okay, that's what I meant to say. Okay, they will have their own thinking in their own reflection, but your own reflection is going to have your own thinking. So what you think for your reflection, that's what they're going to think. What they think for their reflection, that's what they're going to think when they're thinking on the outside of their situation. So people, remember today, have no fear. Remember, God is within you, within everyone. Okay, you are powerful. You're not of this world. You are from the kingdom of heaven. You are from spirit. Okay, so today, remember that. Breathe. That when you breathe, you're breathing in God. God is breath. Okay, God is consciousness. Okay, so when you're breathing and you're saying Yahweh, which is Jesus, which is God, which is I am. Okay, so today, breathe. Relax your body. Go back into consciousness. Go back into the right side of the brain. Go back into the executive brain. That's the thinking brain. That's the right side of the brain. That's your visualization. That's your thinking. That's your creativity. That's your intuition. That's your creativity. Okay? Breathe yourself away from the reptilian brain, from the animal brain. Breathe yourself away from that. You're not being attacked by a saber-tooth tiger, so smile, relax, and start affirming positive affirmations. For your words are God in action. Your breath is God in action. Your thoughts are God in action. So you might be feeling some way, but don't say how you feel. You might be feeling sad, but say that you're happy. For your words have their own power. As you start saying this is God in action. You're asking for this. So we're replacing the feeling of being sad. And now we are speaking positive. We are speaking positive words to replace that sadness with positive emotions and feelings. That's the trick to the game. You're not going to identify with how you're feeling now, because the way you feel now is just a manifestation of what you said earlier. Okay, or what you thought earlier, or what you saw earlier, or what you conversated earlier, cause effect. So now we're in the effect. Don't repeat and say the effect, because then you're gonna cause it again, which is gonna do another effect. What you do is when you feel the effect, you're gonna start creating the cause, which is gonna be positive affirmations, and then you're gonna have that positive effect. Okay, so remember, my people, do not use that animal brain, reptilian brain, unless you really need to. Someone's really attacking you, about to hit you, but have no fear. Okay, you only have that mechanism built in. That way you can defend yourself. You can either run super fast or you have super strength to fight. Okay, but don't use that. Don't let that come into play with small things out here in the world. Okay, don't let it come into play with the regular business day, regular life. Okay, unless you're really being attacked. So that's what fear is. Okay, so we're not gonna use that. We're gonna remember who we are. We are God. God is within us and everyone, and we're gonna start affirming positivity, visualizing positivity, speaking positivity, thinking positivity. For that is the cause. We are making the ingredients for that perfect cake, which is gonna be the effect, which is gonna be your new 3D reflection. Okay, I love you so much. Remember who you are: bold, strong, courageous, infinite intelligence. You're all that is. You're health, wealth, happiness, love, prosperity, joy, love. I love you so much. Vamos.